Hello Josh and Katie, here is your sewer scope from this morning's inspection. That's me underneath the basement stairs and pointing out the access point, clean out cap on that main stack right there. We start out in ABS, typical for a house that was built when this one was built. It's good quality pipe for sewer lines. It obviously, well, not obviously, maybe not, but it hasn't been looked at, I would say, ever, or cleaned. Not that it's terribly dirty. Smooth-walled pipe like ABS is not going to collect much. There is a fair amount of staining and some buildup on it. Not to the point where it's going to inhibit anything or cause any great issues that I would say, but just something to be mindful of. If down the road you have some extra money that you want to spend on something that's really not fun to spend money on, you could have the line jetted out and cleaned. This is our transition to PVC. So we went from one type of plastic to another. Again, also common, no issues. Not prone to catching any organic matter or anything like that. It'll stain up a little bit. It may have a little bit of residual stuff there at the bottom of the pipe, but nothing crazy. The biggest issues that you find in a plastic pipe is whether or not it's settled or sagged over time. I don't see any of that. Beyond that, there can be installation issues where typically it's the backhoe driver or who's ever digging the trench or filling the trench back in gets too aggressive and either drops aggregate material from too high of a point or smashes the pipe with the bucket of the backhoe. We don't see any of that in this situation either. I've paused just for a second to turn on some water. There's a lot of twists and turns in the beginning stages of the pipe, to the point where I've got two cameras with me today. I've got my new camera that I just got. It's got 200 feet of cable, but the cable is really thick and stiff. Because of all of the twists and turns in the beginning, I didn't want to force it. It was really tough to push it forward. So this smaller camera, 125 feet of camera or cable, a little bit less diameter to the actual push rod, easier to push through, but still a bit of a challenge. So I turned some water on just to help kind of move things along. Definitely did help. You'll see the water; it'll catch up to us here in a moment. All the connection points looked good on everything. And then once we get the water going, one of the benefits to that, other than making it easier to push the rod through, here you go, is you can see functional flow, functional drainage. I will turn this off as I'm pulling the cable back. But everything does dissipate. All the water just flows through. So this is the extent that I was able to reach with that smaller camera, 122 and a half feet. It's a tight spot, so the unit itself was pushed back a little bit, so that makes up for the extra 3 feet or so. But all in all, not bad. I would imagine, knowing the proximity to the street, we're relatively close to the city connection. I don't have any concerns with the line itself. Everything looks good from start to finish there. I'm going to keep the camera rolling as I pull back. You're more than welcome to watch the overly exciting return journey. Reach out to me with any questions. I'm always happy to be a resource.